Supporters are now a thing in Dragon Ball Legends, and we're starting off with a Dende and a Yajirobe. So in this video, we're going to go through everything to do with supporters, how to use them, what to do with them, how to build them up, and take them into some fights. So without further ado, let's get into it. Let's go. Okay, so first of all, what are supporters? Supporters are characters that appear during the battle to provide beneficial effects. So they're not actually battle members, so you can't actually use them, you know, with the strike cards and the blast cards and things like that. You use them alongside. They're almost like an extra equipment or something along those sort of lines, which will come in during the battle and give you some special effects. In the Legends information, not the last one, the one prior, they actually gave some information about this using Dende, which is one of the supporters that have just been released, as an example. So Dende arrives, a supporter who can heal allies in battle. We'll go over that in a little bit more detail in a second. But just to highlight, supporters have different levels ranging from level 1 to 99. So you get these by getting additional copies, and there's also additional ways in the shop, which once again we'll go over in this video. As you are gaining levels with your supporters, you do get different illustration changes, which we'll have a little look at in a second. For supporters, you have a special supporter deck, so there is up to 6 slots for this. So we've only got 2 supporters at the moment, but you can have up to 6. So when they start releasing more and more supporters, you can have 6 in your actual deck. They also gave an example of Dende once again, support ability. So a supporter's individual ability that activates in battles when certain conditions are met if the supporter is deployed, if you pick that to go into battle with. Dende has a recovery ability, but characters with a variety of different effects will be released. Additionally, supporters will also give or boost the stats of battle members regardless of tag or episode, so you can mix and match within your supporter deck and boost up your actual main units. So they actually went over this in the recent Legends information or reveals and stuff, some people may still know it as. The illustration goes up as per the levels, so you've got level 1 to 29, level 30 to 59, level 60 to 98, and then you've got finally level 99, where the illustration gets better and better as you go through those kind of different stages of levels. Currently, one of the ones released so far is Dende, and they've given an example of level 1 to 29. Dende, if the following effects are met after the enemy attack ends, some attacks excluded, one time, receives 1 or more damage, target health is 50% or lower, he will give health 5% fixed to any allies, or if they also meet Frieza Saga, it's 15% if you are between level 1 to 29. The biggest increase seems between 30 to 59, where it actually goes up to 2 times, and allies get 10%. If they are Frieza Saga, it's 20%. And then you get a little bit extra as you go up the different levels. So 60 to 98, the cooldown goes down to 25 counts, and the health for Frieza Saga goes up to 25%. If you reach the max, which is level 99, the health for all allies goes up to 15%. So the biggest jump is between level 29 to 30. Of course, we've also got a Yajirobe. So Yajirobe then, if the following are met after 100 timer counts have elapsed from the battle start, one time only, an enemy battle member is tagged Frieza Force, hit by a strike arts during the enemy attack, he interrupts the enemy combo. When you hit level 30 to 59, it goes down to 80 timer counts. Still Frieza Force, but hit with a strike arts or most forward charging special move or special arts. If you get to level 60 to 98, it goes down to 65 timer counts. If you hit level 99, it is 50 timer counts. They did also highlight that future supporters that will be released, whilst they won't have the exact same ability, they could have stricter but stronger. So in the ways of it needs specific tags, but then the actual buff, so the health buff, for example, would be higher. Or if it is similar, it could be looser but weaker. So for example, opening up the actual tag itself. So instead of just Frieza Saga, it is now Saiyan, which obviously hits a lot more units, but then the health buff is actually a little bit lower. So as they release supporters, obviously they will generally change what each supporter can do, but naturally you'll hit a point where supporters can do something similar as other supporters, but the actual abilities would be tweaked just a little bit to make it more beneficial to take in certain characters over other characters, even though they have very similar abilities. Very lastly, before we actually jump in game, they also said regarding the release of future supporters. Now, I'm not sure I particularly like this. I think once they're released, they should be on every banner, but nonetheless, initial release, they are released on the current banner, which has come out today as I'm filming this with the Super Saiyan 3 Goku. We have the Dende and the Yajirobe. Return, this is the bit that I'm not keen on, plan to return to lineups after several months. How long is several months? We don't know. Could that be on the next banner? Probably not. On 2 banners ahead? Maybe. Are they going to release like a specific supporter banner later down the line? Does that mean it's going to be like Legends Fest? We don't know. We're going to have to see about this as we go through it. But several months sounds like quite a long time, so you kind of want to pick them up on the banners as they release them by the sounds of it. Okay, so jumping over to in-game. As you can see, I've actually got a supporter already set up in the way of Dende. I've also got this team. This is the team I use for the showcase for the Super Saiyan 3 Goku. Go and watch that if you haven't already. So, looking at the supporters then, you can actually click on Dende and it'll bring up the actual supporter deck, I guess it was. We've only got 2 at the moment, which is Dende and Yajirobe. Just to highlight, as you have different teams, you can set different supporters alongside those teams. But if you just, like, for example, now we've only got Dende and Yajirobe. If you want to use the same ones, you will have to set it for each individual team, so bear that in mind. If you click on the actual supporter, you can bring up their details. So as an example, Dende does have a C ability, so he increases blast attack and defense by 3,000, so that would apply to the whole team. His support ability targets the ally on the battlefield. If the following's met after the enemy attack ends, 1 time, because I've only got him to level 4. Obviously that will change when he gets to level 30. When the person I'm using receives 1 or more damage and the target health is 50% or lower, he will heal health 5%. If they're Frieza Saga, it'll be 15%. Now, we've already gone over Yajirobe as well, but he is boosted strike attack and defense 3,000, and there is his ability as well. So you can actually have a little look. You can display the max stats as well to see what he'd be like at level 99. But obviously, the actual illustration will change at that point as well. So level 99, he gets 10,000 the strike attack and defense, which is not nothing, you know. That's pretty much almost like fully arts boosted, almost, but for 2 stats. And then the same for Dende, but that is blast attack and defense. So how do you actually get these guys? Well, the main way, of course, is summoning. So we can see that they are actually on the banner for Super Saiyan 3 Goku. As we've already discussed, we don't know when they'll come back, but it sounds like it'll be several months. Just to highlight, though, if you summon through this banner and you don't actually pull a copy of either of them, with 5 coins, you can actually swap to get at least 1 copy of them, so you can actually use them. I personally think if they're going to make this summonable, that's not all that bad. At least there's a way that you can have somewhat of a pity system for them. So looking on the banner then for them, they are actually at 2%. I don't know if that will change later down the line or whatever, but 2% is not bad. Obviously that's double the rates of a normal 1% sparking and things like that. And there's also on the steps, there is a certain step. Where is it? Is it step 5? No, step 4. So you've got supporter rates times 2. So they'll go up to 4% on step 4. Once you've actually got 1 copy of them, though, whilst you can get more copies and it will build up their levels, once you get 1 copy, you can also go over to the shop, and of course there's an additional way that you can spend CC in the Chrono Crystal shop, which is new alongside these supporters. So you can get some sleeves and things like that, which is quite nice, I guess. You can also update it with some rare medals, but you can level up 1 or 3 times by the looks of it at the moment. If we updated it, let's just update the current lineup, why not? And just see. So there we go, we can see that it actually changes. So now if you use 500cc, you can actually get times 5 of the Dende, so you can build them up that way. So it looks like it's working out roughly for every 100cc you can get 1 level for them, which is fine, I guess. I know there's going to be loads of people already getting them to level 99 and things like that as well. But I think you just need to get them to level 30 and you're pretty good to go. You'll naturally get them up those levels as we go along the game, just naturally anyway. But let me know down below if you're actually doing this or not, or do you think it's a bit of a rip-off thing? I'm not sure how I feel about it at the moment. I personally think supporters should be free, or there should be a free way to get them, like through missions or ticket summons or something like that. Sure, chuck them on the actual banner as well, why not? But there should be also a free way to do it. But sure, I guess. So what we're going to do now is actually jump into some treasure battle, because I still have to do it for today. Also, because this gives me a bit more leeway. If we lose, but I can just try my best to actually get the supporters working and going on. So let's jump into some battles and see if we can see how Dende acts within a match and how Yajirobe acts as well. So let's get into a fight. Okay, so what are we going up against here? It looks like a GT squad. I've actually gone for the team that I've gone for, whilst it is one of the best teams in the game, but also because we've got some Frieza Saga teams on here. So tap which supporter to deploy. I haven't actually set Yajirobe, I forgot. So we'll just jump in with Dende and see what he can do. Let's go. Okay, so once again, I don't actually care if we win or lose. That's why I'm in the treasure battle. I just want to see how Dende does here. So we've only got one instance of Dende. Bear that in mind. Right, okay. So we do have a bit of a match here at the same time here. Right, so I am going to just do this. If we can get him down quite a bit of health and just let him pummel us, then that works out, doesn't it, really? Let's do this. Sure. Okay, fine. So Frieza and Goku would get... Now, I've got to remember, because of the level, I think it is 15%, I think it is. And then Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta would get 10%. Let's go straight away here. Sure. I mean, Frieza's doing some bits here, isn't he? Right, okay. Let's go into Vegeta, because I guess why not? That's fine. And I'm just going to drop there. Fair enough. He actually worked around the drop. Didn't take advantage of it, though. Right, okay, so he's actually got a Dende as well, so let's do this, and then if I do that, Dende should come in. Yeah, he does. Okay, so he's going to heal him 5%, because he is not Frieza Saga. Okay, fine. I'm not actually that bothered about that. Let's go into Frieza here. Okay, I'm going to let this happen. Okay, never mind. Alright, I was hoping we'd get below the level and he just stopped attacking, but he just didn't. Right, okay. Let's do this. And we'll do that. Sure. Now we'll go into Frieza here. Obviously, we probably want to heal with Frieza. I'll just do that. So I'm going to just tap here. Let's go for a death beam. Okay, right. He is going for an overdrive, so I'm going to go into you. I'm trying my very best to get Dende out without actually dying. Like I said, this is why I've gone into treasure battle here. Oh, there we go. So we get the... Is it 10% heal here? So it wasn't the greatest with Vegeta. Let's just do this. Then we can do that. And sure. Okay. Now we can go into you like that. We'll do this just for some extra key. So we actually got the Dende. We've used him up as well. Now we can go into you. So we can't use him again. Unfortunately, we didn't use it with a Frieza Saga team or Frieza Saga unit, but I guess it is what it is. Right, Vegeta, off you go. Time for you to go crazy here. I'm just going to pop this. We'll destroy his Dragon Balls and things. And also you get to pick your supporter once you've already encountered someone to fight. So you can use it depending on what his team or what their teams look like. Okay, fine. I'm not that bothered about that. Sure. Okay. Go into Freezer here. Okay, he's got a green card. Great. Yeah. Sure. I'm going to go for a tackle here. Fair enough. Okay. Sure. I'm going to go into you. Okay, sure. That's fine. And that's pretty good. We'll take that. We will take that. Right, into Goku we go. For obvious reasons. And right, okay. Can we kill the taps here? We can. Okay, so we win the match anyway. Yeah, we win the match anyway. Let's see what Yajirobe can do. Okay, so we do actually have a Freezer. There's no Freezer Force member team here. Or team member. So you can pick Yajirobe, but he's not actually going to do anything. So I'm actually going to skip. Well, I'll obviously have to fight it. But I'll skip through this. And then hopefully we have a Freezer Force member in the next fight. Okay, we've got some Freezer Force battle enemies. Is he going to use Freezer? He might do. Let's use you. Sure. Let's just go for it. Okay, so it actually has to be a Freezer Force battle enemy member, and then it's any strike card, but 100 counts have to elapse, which means that we have to get down to 80, which it's not the I mean, in comparison to Dende, who pretty much just comes in, Yajirobe is a little bit more challenging to get off. But I'm sure this guy is actually, like this Freezer, is a Freezer Force member. Let's just go into you. We need to waste 100 counts. And let's just do that to drop. Right, well, his KO guard's gone. Yeah, 100 counts we need gone. Right, I just need to wait out some time here, I guess. Let's go into Vegeta. So we need to get down to 80 counts. Sure, we'll just do this. And we'll just tap there. Okay. Sure. I think he may have left because he is not playing like a human. But I'm just, like I said, I don't care whether I win or lose. I'm just trying to get down to 80 counts here. We are quite close to it because we just want to see Yajirobe come in more than anything else. But obviously, as you get him up levels, then that count goes down because 100 counts is actually quite a lot in a match. Let's just tap here. Sure. Okay, that's fine. 20 more counts to go. This is quite painful, to be honest. But he goes down to like 65 counts, I think. So we would have been able to use him by this point. Let's just knock you down to the ground. I do think this guy's left, though. Sure. We will just keep waiting here. And we'll just tap away. So we're almost at 80 counts. Almost. Hello? Hello? Right. Okay, fine. So we should be able to get him to come in now. I did record another fight, which I might actually delete, where I got it a bit wrong. I thought he'd just come in, but I didn't realise there was a 100 count limit, so I might just delete it because there's... well, you'll know if I've included it or not. Right. Okay, right, so strike. I don't have him level 30, so that would have counted if he was level 30, but... Hello? Hello? Okay, right. Strike again. There's Yajirobe. Okay, so he interrupts the combo there. Obviously, he gets a lot better. And he looks like he's staggered for all of a couple of seconds as well. So, yeah, that is Yajirobe. Quite a long time, to be honest, for him to come in. A little bit unnecessary, if you ask me, but sure, we've seen the Yajirobe as well. So I'm going to leave it there at that one. That is everything pretty much that we know so far about the supporters. Obviously, we'll have a lot more supporters coming and all that sort of stuff. But let me know what your thoughts are on them down below. And if you manage to pull a copy of either of the supporters, make sure to hit that like, subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you very much for watching. Until next time, I'll catch you later. Ciao.